Hello everyone, my name is Tuomas Hyytiäinen and this is my In the Bag. The season is about to start and I'm happy for the upcoming season, and today I'm gonna show you what's in my bag for this season. For the bag, I'm going to carry this season the new FANATIC lineup Sky bag. I've been using it for like 3 weeks now and I have to say I really like it. It's good in my bag and it fits everything I need. So looking forward carrying that bag on the course this year. Putting putters this year, I'm going to use Flex 3 P1s. I have switched my putting putters in the last couple of years from P2 to Rainmakers and now to P1s, but I have putted with P1 for like, let's say 3 months now, and I really started to like the P1. It feels good in my hand and the Flex 3 is kind of perfect plastic for my needs, and so I will use P1s for putting this season. Throwing putters, I've used Lux Links for like 3 years now, and at the moment I'm carrying 2 of them. So the first one is a really old one. I have used this for like 3 years now, and you can maybe see it's kind of beat up and the plastic is even not white anymore. But this is my first Lux Link. It's kind of understable. I can flip this and throw unhyzers with it, or like a hyzer pop-up straight shots, but this one I use a lot. And the second Lux Link is actually my first signature disc with the mosquito stamp, and everyone who's not from Finland might think what's with the mosquito, and it's actually because my surname is Hyytiäinen and mosquito in Finnish is Hyttynen. So like 5 years ago some of my friends started to call me Hyttynen, and I don't know, I liked it and I decided that it can be my stamp, and now everyone calls me Hyttynen and the disc has the mosquito. So second Lux Link, it's a bit more stable than the other one, so I can throw this maybe with more hyzer, or if it's a bit more windy I can trust that this one is not gonna flip. But yeah, Lux Link. Next we can check the side pocket. I really like on the new bag that I can carry like 3 discs here, because these are like my approach discs, so it's easy to get them when I need them. But I have 3 discs here. So the first one I have is a C-Line Tactic. I haven't used this disc that much, but I put it in my bag right now for like if I need it. It's like I might throw it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna throw it, but it's like mostly for backhand when it's a bit more windy, then I need more stable than the Lux Links. I will use this one for the backhand. I'm not gonna use this for forehand, I think, at least not that much. Next, I have an old MD5 in the S-Line. You can see it's really beat up. I've used this for like 5 years, I guess, and it's mostly for my forehands because it's not stable anymore. So I can use it for like touchy upshots with forehand, and it's actually super straight, even a bit more flippy. With backhand, I can't throw this because it's super flippy, but it's like for any kind of touch shots, I'll take this one out of the bag and throw it. Next one, I have a brand new Metal Flake MD5, and this disc I've been liking a lot. It's way more stable than the old MD5s, and it feels awesome in my hand. It's a bit more shallow than the old ones and more stable, and I like it a lot. I use it for when it's windy and flex shots and hyzers and forehand flex shots and everything. I really like this disc, and it's a good add to my bag. I have a C-Line MD3. This is the one I have used, I think, the most of my bag. I've thrown this for like a couple of years. It has beat up and it's like super straight now for me. I can push it like if I want to go just straight, I can use this one for it. I can flip it a bit if I need to, but it's mostly like for my straight shots. Second one, C-Line MD3. It's the same run as that one, but brand new. So if I need a bit more stable than that one, then I will throw this one. It hands a bit more the wind. I don't know, it's just if I need something a bit more stable than the other one, I will throw this one. Next up, I have a brand new add to my bag. It's a NIKLAS ANTTILA, my teammate and friend. He's stamped Neo Method, and this disc I have actually put in my bag just like a couple weeks ago, so recently, and it's a good stable disc. I haven't used Method that much, but I started to throw it now, and I like it because it's a bit more stable than my MD3s, and I can trust it in the wind. Just a tiny bit more understable than the MD5s, so if I need to go a bit more longer or straighter, this one is the one I will use, so Method. And the last mid-range on my bag right now is Mindbender MD1. I have thrown this only during this winter, and I started to like it. At first, MD1 wasn't my favorite, but now that I've used it a lot, I have started to like it because it's a bit more understable than the MD3s, so if I need to go right, I can throw this one, but it's not that understable that it's gonna flip a lot, so I can trust it when I throw it. But yeah, MD1 for like more Anheuser or Heiser flip shots.
Ui.
Alarauta. Next up, we can check this upper pocket or side pocket. I don't know how you want to call it. So in that pocket, I have two discs. The other one is tilt, and I think everyone knows what tilt is, and it's like super stable. I use it quite a bit. I think most players don't use it as much as I do, but it's like for everything when I need to go crazy flex shots or like grenades, but with the normal grip, I use this. But I throw tilt quite a bit, and I like it. But it's I think this one is in Neo plastic. It has a small Team Discmania stamp. We got it when the tilt came out, and it's been in my bag since that. The other fun disc in my bag is Essence with the Ford stamp. You might think why it has Ford stamp, and it's because Ford is my sponsor also, so I carry one disc with their stamp. But Essence, good for everything I need, like rollers and sky annies and stuff like that. Really understable, most understable disc in my bag. New S-Line FD, it's like for Heiser flips, Anheuser shots, anything I need to get the disc flying and maybe go a little bit right or with the flip, I will use this one. I like the new S-Line, it's good in my hand, and the new S-Line FD is more understable than the others, so it's good for Heiser flips and Anheuser shots. Next one, I have a Color Glow FD. This is like a more stable than the S-Line, but still flies like a FD. So this one is like super straight for me. I use it when I need to go straight or just a little bit with the Heiser, but mostly straight shots. It still handles the power, so I can throw it hard, but it flies straight. It's like a perfect FD, I would say, for my needs. The next one is actually quite new disc. It's the C-Line FD1. And I have to say, this disc is probably one of my favorite discs to throw at the moment. I really like the disc. It's really good in my hand. It's actually like the best feeling fairway driver I have ever thrown. It's a bit more faster and stable than the FDs, so if I need to go a bit more left or maybe a little flex shot, I will use this one. It just goes anywhere I want. I really like this disc, and I think it has become one of my favorite discs at the moment. Horizon FD3. This is a new add to my bag also. I've been really liking this. It's like it's very stable, but it still has a glide, so it's kind of perfect disc for my backhand FD3 shots. I can throw it like 120 meters, so it has quite a bit of glide, but it's really stable, so I don't need to be worried about it flipping in the wind or something like that. But it's mostly for my backhands. I think I'm not gonna throw this at least often with the forehand, so it's like a backhand FD3 for me. Next one is a new C-Line FD3. This is like a bit more shallower profile than the other one. The other one has a bit domey, so this is kind of flat. And this is actually more stable than the Horizon one. So it's like mostly when I need to go super left or just like throw forehand flex, because this one I use with backhand and forehand. It feels good in my forehand and backhand because it's more flat than the other one, but mostly for like flex shots and hyzers. Every time I need something really stable and I don't want to flip it. And this one has a bit less glide than the Horizon one, so it's easier to maybe control the distance not going long. The last FD3 in my bag is a metal FLAKE FD3 with the European Open stamp. This is also quite a flat one, and this is mostly for my forehands only. I can throw this straight but still have a fade. It's like a kind of a good forehand disc because it's not that stable, but it still flies like a FD3. Mostly for forehand flexes and forehand hyzers and kind of everything with forehand. But yeah, metal FLAKE FD3. The next disc in my bag is a new C-Line CD1. This is actually a disc that I didn't know I need, but when I got this, I started to like it immediately. It's really good disc for me because I haven't used PD that much, but with the CD1 it's like a faster FD, and I think that's like a slot that I have been missing in my bag, but with the new CD1 that's not anymore a slot that I don't have a disc on. So it flies really far, it has lots of glide, and it's perfect for like hyzer flips or long unhyzer shots. And even with the forehand, because it's not that stable, so if I need to go a bit more further than the FD3, I might throw this one and not the DD3 or Cloudbreaker. But it's a disc that I have liked a lot, and I think it's a good add to my bag, and it's like a fast FD. I really like it. Last but not least, my distance drivers on my bag, and I usually have a 6 or maybe 7. It depends on the course and my feelings. And let's look what they are. NORDIC PHENOM NIKLAS ANTTILA's PD. This is quite like a normal PD, I would say. Fly straight, and then it has a good fade, but it's not a stable one. So when I need to throw like, let's say 130 meters straight and had a little fade, I probably use this one, but the PD has always been like a disc that comes in my bag and goes out of my bag because I really like to throw FD3s a lot. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna throw this a lot, but it's in my bag. When I need it, I have it. Really, really old Cloudbreaker 2, so S-Line DD3. I think if you watch this, you can see it has been in a lot of use, but at the moment it's my most understable distance driver. So I use this mostly for forehands or when I need to throw big hyzer flips. It's just been in my bag for a long time, and I can really trust this one with forehands, but it's the most understable one right now. I have a new S-Line DD3 in my bag. It's a bit more stable than this Cloudbreaker 2. I can throw this also with forehand, but mostly I will use this for long backhand shots. This plastic has a really good glide, and it's not that stable, so if I need to push the disc really far and maybe get a flip and come back in the end, this one is the go-to for me because it flies a long way and it's not that stable, so it's really good for long shots. Next up, I have a S-Line DD3 in my bag. This doesn't have a stamp, but I use this mostly for my forehands. I'm that kind of player that I have some discs that are for forehand and some are for the backhand. I know that everyone doesn't think like that, but for me it's been always like that. And this one I use basically almost every time with the forehand. It's more stable than the yellow one, so if I need to throw forehand that I don't want to flip or I need a little flex out of it, this one is the one I will use. I really like the feel of this in my hand with the forehand, and I can trust it every time. It flies far, but it doesn't flip, so perfect forehand disc. Cloudbreaker in the purple color. This one is really stable, and I use this for long backhand hyzers, straight to left shots, and maybe even with the forehand if it gets really windy. But it's mostly for my power shots when I don't want the disc to flip, because this is a beefy one and I really like it. Mostly backhand long shots when I don't want to flip. This one I have used a bit more than the other one, so it used to be beefy like the other one, but right now it has beat up, so it's a touch more straight than the other one, but I don't need to worry about flipping this one either, but it goes a bit farther than the other one. If I need to push the disc just a bit more, I'll take this one. And last but not the least, I have a old C-Line PD2. This is, I don't know the run of this one, but it's just a beefy disc, and it's for everything I need when it gets windy. This disc never flips. It's like a, I don't know, it's really stable and it's good for when I need it. And this is the PD2 I'm using right now in my bag. I might put sometimes like a Luster PD2 in my bag if it's really windy, like in DDO, but I don't know, this one usually covers everything I need for the beefy disc. So this was everything I have on my bag right now. I hope you like it, and if you want to see more about my life and maybe stuff I do on the tour this year, go subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and see you out there on the tour.